Today on the podcast, we have two best friends, Toni and Alayna, who also happen to be single parents. We have a candid conversation of some of the challenges and also some of the joys of parenting. One of the topics that comes up is how important it is to have friendships and relationships during parenting. And that's one of the areas that really lacks for a lot of people. But we need that support system. I hope you guys enjoy. Hello, welcome to the Living Her Legacy podcast, where we celebrate and serve mamas who are living their best life after starting their family. I'm your host, Jill Sutton. Thank you for joining today. Hello. I love you both so much. I have been looking forward to this since Holly Furtick's Reflect, and we sat near each other.
Yes.
And I just want to say, both of your joy and personality, it's just infectious. I want to be around you. So I just am so glad that you guys are here. I'm pumped for today. And yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. If you both want to kind of introduce yourselves, say a little bit about yourself, maybe your story, just so the audience knows a little bit more about you.
I can go first. Well, I'm Antionette. I am a single mom of a beautiful girl named London, who is my pride and joy. She's 2. I am a property manager here in Charlotte. I am also working on getting my real estate license, so I take my test in a couple of weeks. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I'm just enjoying life, enjoying a mom, loving a mom life.
All right. And then my name is Alayna. 36. I work for US Radiology. I am a single mother of a gorgeous 5-year-old named Michaela. What else did we say?
Oh, how we met.
Oh, how we met.
Yes.
We met in college. I had a friend. She had a roommate. But I met her because I went with my friend down to her room because my friend was going to see her roommate. So ever since that moment, I think literally we have been joined at the hip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's been an evolving relationship, and we've had our breaks in between and everything like that, but now I think our bond is the strongest it's ever been, with us having that break and with us meeting back in college when we were so young. And it really just helps, with being a single mom, having a friend that I trust that's also a single mom that I've known for 18 years. So it's at this point, it's duh, everything with her. So yeah, it's my boo.
That is awesome. I didn't know you guys knew each other for that long. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it though.
It
I feel like sometimes it's like we just became friends all over again, especially when we did take that break. I feel like that was our start over to do right. I think we both grew and we're in need of friendship. So I think that's what's making us stronger. Friendship. Yeah, that's what's making us stronger.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people after college, you're finding yourself again. So some of those relationships you don't stay in touch with, and your character is developing, your professional life is developing. And then, so how did you guys reconnect?
She was already here. I was still living in Fayetteville. She was in Charlotte. She was trying to get me to move to Charlotte. And I was like, him hauling. I was like, I don't want to go because Fayetteville was all that I knew. And so she's like, okay, bump it. I'm going. So she left. After she left, after a couple of years, I came to Charlotte and she wasn't here. But then she ended up coming to Charlotte. And I think we just picked up the phone one day, like, hey, what you doing? Let's hang out. And that was pretty much it. We've been hanging out ever since. Yeah. And I was with her journey with her daughter, and now she's on my journey with mine. So it's been amazing to have that support and it be her. I don't know if it could have been anyone else. True. And me to receive the things that she's telling me or helping me with, because I don't think a lot of my other friends have been there where she has.
Yeah. It's definitely destined, I think, for me to have my daughter first, just because of our personalities.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely needed to be the one to hit it first and fight through it. And then like when she came along, it was like, friend, like I got you. Like I've been through this exact walk. You know what I mean? So it's like if anything, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, who's kidding? Like to be a parent at all, it's a lot. Especially if you do it by yourself. It's like, whoa, whole life change literally in a moment.
You've hit that right on the head. Like it is a life change and for the better, you know, but so many challenges that come with it. And we have to adapt, especially as a mom. Like, okay, we're mom now. Like,
that's it.
Your whole life changes.
Literally.
I feel like nothing else really exists anymore.
It's our kids' schedule. It's like, well, let me check my planner. I have a planner now. Like what? And that's just so I can make sure, like with my daughter, like I keep everything in line and, you know, ready to go. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey. I'll say that. It's been a journey. One that has a lot of good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. And it's been a walk. It's been a heavy walk, but it's been enjoyable because I do have my friend, like, you know, so yeah.
I think something that really suffers is like adult relationships after kids. So how is it that you guys have like maintained this relationship? Because life gets busy having a kid.
I think for me, I just make sure I make a point to talk to her, to talk to her at least every day or every other day, because like we recently just were talking about, it's funny how our seasons go. Like whenever she's having a rough season, I'm in a good season, so we're able to balance each other out. And so I think with having those different kind of seasons, we have to talk to each other to get each other through that. Because I think if it was any other way,
I don't think it'd be going that great.
No,
honestly,
no. And she's teaching me how to make time for adult relationships, because when we do parents, we get consumed into our kids' lives that we forget who we are and what we like to do and what we want to do, our dreams and all of that. And so it's important to have someone who has walked that journey to say, hey girl, you going down that path. Let's back up, let's come back in. So she's really been getting on me about that lately. Is just stop being wrapped up in London. Just go out, have a date, do something.
Go to dinner.
Give
me the baby and just leave. Bye.
So I think that's important. I think too, with both our daughters, we were in the postpartum, you know, and
bad.
Both were bad. And so we realized after getting out of that, we need each other. We need that relationship. I think that's what, you know, God wanted us to have is relationships, you know, so it's very.
I guess on my end, we're very intentional. Like with everything we do, like there's a certain breakfast spot that we go to and it's just her and I. We can't take the kids there because that's our thing. You know, just being intentional with like, you know, on weekends, going to each other's house with our daughter, bag packed, bag already there, whichever one, and just having that time, spending that weekend, cooking dinner, venting when the kids go to bed, have a glass of wine together, and there's no judgment. And I think that's
very important.
With being intentional, we've also had to learn, like, we can't judge. Like, it's a judgment-free, life happens situation all the time, whether it's good, whether we're crying, whether we're laughing, it's all gonna happen. Let's have our moment. And then let's get off of our soapbox and keep going, because our kids will wake up at 6 a.m. and be ready.
And we gotta be ready.
We gotta turn it back on, you know? So I think the simplified answer would be just being intentional with each other, being intentional with each other's kids. Make sure they see us all the time. Like, no, I'm a safe person, you know? So it's all about being intentional.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. I think some of the premise of what I wanted to do with this, living her legacy, is really kind of what you said, Toni, about it's healthy for us to get out and to have those moments of being me again. And so often we feel like but I have to be there for my kids. And we have that severe mom guilt, right?
Yes,
Guilt.
yes.
Yes.
But what I'm learning on my journey is how unhealthy that is to show them that I can't be myself and that this is how mom always is. Or and so part of what, you know, my journey has been is to get into those things that I'm passionate about again, and to really like be myself and mirror that to my kids. Like, this is healthy. Like, do things that bring you joy, have time for yourself, set aside those things. So I love that you said that. I just feel like that really kind of marries the two together really well.
And I'm freshly getting to that part. Happens too. And again, if it wasn't for her, I think I'd still be sitting in that guilt, because it's like I feel like I have to do everything. I have to be there for her. I have to, just be present. And she's like, if you're not taking care of yourself first, you can't be present. And so, like you said, she's going to see mommy in a light that we don't want them to see us in.
A depressed light.
Yeah.
Call a thing a thing. You don't want to carry on that habit of making the next generation or anybody feel like it's not okay to always be yourself.
Right.
Like, always, even regardless if you have a child, if you switch a job, if you get a new house, if whatever, you have to fight for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself, because if you don't, who's gonna do it?
It can't be them.
It can't be your kid.
Because they don't know.
They're too young to put that kind of pressure on. When they see you, it should be like, oh my gosh, like, this human being that I'm with all the time, I just love you so much. Oh my goodness. And I don't think either of us want our kids to feel any other way other than, yes, I am a single mom, but aside from the label of it, like, I'm your person. Like, I want you to know it's us. Like, we're in this. Yeah. And so, it all, I just love our humans. I love being a mom. I love all the things I've learned. I love our friendship, like, everything lined up how it needed to, which is beautiful for me. Like,
and your girls are beautiful. Oh my gosh. Ooh. It's so fun to see the pictures. Oh my gosh. Every time I'm like, I'm dying.
It's like, that's mine. Like, that's my kid. And I think our situations are different. Like, she didn't want kids.
Yeah, no.
I didn't think I could have kids. And here we are. We got kids. And it's like, it's one of those things like, oh my God, how would my life be if I didn't have you? Like,
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine not only that, but not momming with my best friend now.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know how much you're gonna need that. Like,
oh yeah.
The mental health of being a parent, I think, is so big and it's so ignored and so like ingrained to kind of like, you have to always be the happy mom. You have to have the happy face. You have to at least make it look like everything is going great. You're not falling off the wheels at all. We're doing good. But once again, leading to kind of what I said earlier, we allow that space to have that meltdown. And I'm always like, hey, let's do it. If we have to cry, girl, let's get some tissue and cry. You know what I mean? And then we will pick it all back up, encourage each other, affirm each other. Hey, you're a dope mom. You're doing great. Like, did you see her smile and wink at you? Or just those little things so that she or I don't get so lost and trapped in those little moments, It's like, other stuff. Like, it's beautiful.
Like I think a lot of things too, I know for me, for a while, I was looking at social media.
Oh yeah.
Seeing other women with their kids. I'm like, I can't do that. I want to do that. And it's just like, I don't feel like I'm a mom because I can't do that. Right. Because, they can do this for their kid and I can't. And so, am I a good mom?
Yeah. Like, I have to tell her, I'm like, girl, get off of there. Cause you got to think, just like with us, like right now we can sit with a straight face. And if I be like, hey, say cheese, we'll do what we have to do. And then we go back to our regular life. And so my thing with her, whatever season she's in, like, dude, let's not do that. We're us. There's no timeline to things being a certain way. Everybody's child is different. Every parent's different. Like, why are we holding ourselves to the standard of somebody else we don't even know? We don't know what their struggle was before or after that picture. So it's just constant, intentional. Yeah. I think is the word. It just literally everything intentional.
Yeah, I really think like what we see on social media is kind of fostering that toxic positivity. Like
Yeah.
everything's perfect, everything's so great. And that's not reality. And that's not good for us mentally to see because then we feel like we're failing. And it's
Exactly.
not good for us to present that to our kids either. Like, mommy's fine, everything's fine. Because then if they have a moment, they think something's wrong with me because I'm having a moment. You know,
Yeah.
my mom's never, she has always got it together. How,
Yeah.
I mean, how many people can say that about their parents? Like, my mom always had it together. But in reality, it's just that stuff was hidden from kids. And so they don't learn to have their feelings, they don't learn to work through things. So I agree with you. I think that social media sometimes has really put a damper on like us being ourselves
Absolutely.
and being okay to be ourselves.
Absolutely. Whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
There's only one you. And so for whatever you're doing, you know, I always say if you got breath in your body, there's a purpose for what you're doing. There's a reason you have the child you have. There's a reason you're choosing to parent your child the way that you do. You know, and I mean, I think maybe for both of us, a lot of things that we may have grown up knowing or accepting, or the people we were trying to be, or any of that, with us both having our daughters, it's like we want something so different for them. We want to be honest with them. We want to be vulnerable with them. I'm like, hey, I'm your friend and your mom, but I'm your mom first. Like, let's not get confused, you know, but I'm your friend in the aspect of I want to be the one to explain it to you because I know that it's going to come from a pure place.
Right.
And I think we're both just, we make sure we're intentional about having those times with our kids, taking those breaks, having those laughs, crying, everything. Like it's, what a whirlwind. You are funny. Oh my goodness.
If you could speak to either yourself or someone newly in your situation, what maybe encouragement would you give?
Encouragement.
Give yourself some grace. Just give yourself some grace. And you are not going to be perfect every time. You're not going to get it right, especially if you're a first time mom. You're not going to get it right.
What is right? You know, that's like so subjective. Like, what is right? Your right or my right? You know? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. That was a good point.
Yeah.
I think for me, I needed to learn to give myself some grace. You know, I think I just needed to be okay with doing what I can and not trying to be perfect or being that person or that mom that I see on Facebook. Just be okay. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. You're gonna get to the point where you need to be. It's just a roller coaster. It's up and down, a lot of crying, a lot of wine. A lot of wine.
Yeah.
Just don't be breastfeeding, but it's a lot of wine. But I wish I just would have just took in her first 2 years, would have took the pressure off myself. I wish I would just go with the flow. But you know, you live and learn, and now I'm there, and she's still great. She still loves me, and so
that's good, friend. And I'm like in your honor of all of that, I would say you did have a COVID baby, and you had a whole COVID pregnancy experience. So you did the best you could with the anti-socialing that we were kind of forced to be in. So I just want to first tell you, you've done an amazing job. I tell you all the time, but
thank you.
Yeah, sorry. About myself, if somebody was going through the stage that I was in, is that right?
Yeah. Well, what would you tell yourself?
Like if you feel looking back, yeah.
Looking back, I would probably say you're stronger than that situation that you're in. That it's okay to love. It's okay to be loved. It's okay to need help, but as long as it's the right kind of help,
That part.
Because I'm the kind of person where I try not to tell people I need anything. I just kind of try to keep chugging along. If I can't figure it out, then I got to figure it out, you know? But yeah, I would have told myself then to select who you trust with your life and your decisions and your goals carefully. You know, somebody who will speak life into the dream that you have, not only for yourself, but for your child. It's not necessarily for everyone to understand why you move the way you move, but the ones who you're going to need on your walk, they're going to get it. You don't have to explain that, you know? So yeah, I think I would have told myself to just choose who I trust and like trust myself, if nothing else. Trust my decisions, trust the kind of mom I am for the kind of daughter I have. And that's something that in the beginning I didn't feel right, because I felt like people were telling me how to mom a child that they've never had to mom. And they never had to do it as a single mom, you know? So I would definitely tell myself, just be more open, honest with myself. Just positive. Be okay with the not okay moments. It's not what it looks like on a TV series.
Oh no.
You know, I suffer from mental health. And so especially if you suffer from that, or you feel like you do, you need somebody to have that breakthrough moment at 2 a.m. Like, hey, my kid is asleep now, but now I need to break down. And that's okay. You know, and I would have definitely gave myself more grace. But I am glad I went through it how I did, because then I found out my friend would need me. You know, 3 years later, my friend's gonna need me. And I didn't know at the time, but it definitely, I think, helped with just like, hey, well, friend, let me tell you, that's not gonna last long. You got about 3 more weeks of that, and that's over. Let's keep going.
Like I call her before I call the doctor. Hey, did Kate go do this? Okay, she did. Okay.
Girl, it's fine. Put a sock on it. It's cool. Sock, a little Bengay or something.
Save me $60 of copay.
I got you, friend. That is awesome.
What does it mean to you to be living in your legacy?
You go first.
You go
first. You go first. You go, friend. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Tell them.
I forgot.
I feel like just living your life and loving your life the way it is. And because that's showing your child that even though it may not be perfect, as long as you're happy and you're loving what you do, that's all that matters. Because if you don't love what you do, are you going to be successful? And then you're going to be unhappy. And then it's just like, how can I build this legacy on something that I'm not happy about? And so that's why now I'm making sure that at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm happy with who I am, with what I'm doing with my life, how I'm raising my daughter, because she feeds off that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, right? So when you're pregnant, she should tell me all the time, whatever you feel, she's gonna feel. I was like, all right, okay, whatever. But then when I used to have a not so good day, and so she would ball up, that's when I started to realize, okay, I gotta calm down, because I don't want her to start her life already unhappy or angry. And she don't even know before. She just came out the room and she already mad, Right. So I'm making sure that I'm happy for her and happy what I do, so that way that part I can pass on.
Mine to be real short, sweet, to the point. The legacy of being real, being honest, being okay with not being okay, being okay failing, but showing that you should still try to do your best. So yeah, just a legacy of purpose, of intentional action and love.
And that's what I'm right now.
And friendship, yeah.
Right, because I'm like, when we step out on faith or we step into the unknown, it's like,
it's scary.
It teaches us, about ourselves, and teaches us things that we can, again, teach our kids, because they're going to come to that point.
Yeah.
And they're going to come to us. And if we can't answer it, we'll say, I don't know, or go Dr. Google, you don't want to do that. Yeah. You want to be able to tell them, and be honest with them and be pure and I want it to come from me. I don't want it to come from anybody else. So
absolutely.
I think that's important when you build your legacy. Because I don't think legacy can be achievable if you don't have certain basics.
That basic foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Because you'll crumble, right? You'll fall.
Yeah.
Because you'll build something that's not real.
Something that's not stable.
And then when stuff hits the fan, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And you're just out here lost. I think that's what was wrong with certain people, you know, in this world. They just didn't have the right foundation. Yeah. When they built their legacy, they built it on just, I think, greed,
hopes, dreams, and social media.
Yeah.
They ain't build it out of reality. Yep. No.
Yeah.
The little pig with the straw blowing, like, yeah, no, it's the three little pigs with the straw blowing instead of like the brick building.
Okay.
Thanks, Fran.
Yeah, that foundation. I think really, yeah, you guys both touched on it, like being authentic to you, to yourself, is at the end of the day what matters, makes you who you are, and being happy with that. I mean, if you are pursuing something that's not you for just the success of it, that's kind of like at the end of the day going to leave you unfulfilled.
It's going to emotionally, mentally, spiritually, everything. It's just going to feel off, draining. We've been there, done that too. Made it out. But if it's not for you, it's going to take everything from you in a bad way. It's not going to be energizing to you. It's not going to feel like it's something you want to do and be. And it's just, intentional. I think that's like intentional.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, not here. Okay, sorry.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In the same cul-de-sac in a new house near my friend. She can be a couple of doors down, or around the corner. I've accepted around the corner, but we're going to live in the same neighborhood. We're going to have the cars that we want. Our kids are going to be as amazing as they are, and then some. Yeah, this probably sounds kind of like stalker goals, huh?
That sounds
enjoying my job, enjoying my life, feeling fulfilled, feeling happy, feeling like I'm walking in my purpose, feeling like I'm making the best decisions that I can for myself and my child.
Yep. Just being happy. I just want to make
joy.
Just these next couple of years, I want to enjoy life. I want to be just thriving in whatever it is that God has for me, and the same for my daughter. And just being dope at whatever I do.
I know that's right. Hey.
I love it. Okay. Well, I want to thank you both for showing up today, being authentically you. The most costly thing you can do is to be real, and I appreciate you.
We appreciate you, boo.
Love, love.
Love. Hope to see you soon.
Yes,
Please.
I know. Let's do it.